We've just wrapped up our Living Future Institute of Australia's forum, and this year we focused on the topic of building nutrition. So how does our built environments contribute positively to human health and well-being? We're really enthusiastic to be able to get the LFIA out over here to Adelaide.
So today we've been discussing a few different topics, permaculture, biophilic design, human health, and delivering all of these things. And we're looking at those in the context of the Living Building Challenge petals, whether it's equity or energy and water or materials or beauty.
And at the end of the day, really focusing on how in Adelaide do we pair our vision for carbon neutrality, also pair that with human health and well-being, and making sure we integrate things like the unmeasurables of connection with nature, beauty, and making sure people live happy, healthy lives.
I was here today to talk about biophilia and how biophilic cities might be an answer, and biophilic design might be an answer in relation to covering some of the economic gaps that exist, both from a Commonwealth and a federal budgetary sense, but also from just a developer sense, from a local government perspective, but also from a community member's perspective and a business person's perspective, I guess. So from all of those elements, it's trying to really draw a line of sight for the economics of sustainability.
With the conversations that we had today around health and well-being, I think the outcome of this is to make sure that we aim high with our built environments. We try to create places, cities, and buildings or interior environments that really help promote the quality of life.
I think the main challenge is getting people to think about people first when they're designing buildings or thinking about buildings. I think if we can get people to recognise the value of health and well-being in the indoor environment, then it will become easier and it'll be adopted in all buildings.
Today we've got a group of really motivated people, I think, who do see that connection between well-being and building design. I think sometimes it can be a difficult sell out there in the wider world. One of the challenges we face is how do we sell the importance of making a bit of an additional upfront investment for longer term productivity and well-being benefits.
Essentially, people finding it very difficult to take responsibility for what they're doing. They've come up against so many barriers so many times that it becomes very hard to maintain that level of enthusiasm. And so some of the challenges are not necessarily technical, they're often emotional or social. But when you can get over those, actually most of the other stuff's definitely possible.
Collaborative design is absolutely central. Today has played a really key role in that, in connecting and uniting people from different skill sets, different professions and different areas of life to talk about projects that have similar aims and ways that we can work together to help each other achieve regenerative design in place here in Adelaide.
But I was really encouraged at the very end to kind of take it back to the beginning. I was sitting at the Beauty in Place table, which is one of the themes we discussed today, and it was really encouraging to see that, to first kind of really appreciate the amount of thought and number crunching and debate that goes on advocating these things, but it all goes back to these principles that, community, belonging, even aesthetic beauty that seem to float to the forefront of the as important things people consider when they're designing a place. Yeah.
It is just an exciting and amazing thing that we can all do together, and I think it's great that so many people can come together to be able to create spaces that are good for people, but be thoughtful about the spaces that we're creating and be thoughtful about the holistic approach to everything that is encapsulated in the spaces, being it built or being outdoors.
The futures of sustainability, environment not only on the built environment, but now I learned that it's about incorporating people-centered, and in future it's going to be a holistic approach of nature, incorporating nature. So we are not only looking after the well-being of people, but also well-being of the nature.
We need to look at both of these aspects, and we have to really do it in an integrated format where we don't just focus on sort of the bottom line or just on what designers want, but we really incorporate different voices to make sure we cover off different aspects. And by doing so, we not only get quality design outcomes, but design outcomes that people love, people that appreciate, and at the end of the day will last the test of time and becomes a fantastic investment.